Hello, gorgeousness. It's a fabulous day, and how are you? I'm sure all is great and still is perky. Have you got my message? Once upon a time? Just kidding. A few days ago, I had a super cool idea. I made a special story on Instagram where I asked all our amazing followers and gorgeousnesses around the world to help us decide what Claris, our awesome character, should wear in her next adventure. By the way, if you don't know about me, I'm Antoinette Bellarose, one of the newest and gorgeous star from the latest Ivory collection. We are the Ella Superstarr fashion dolls created by one and only Miss Joanna Almagro. Fabulous, aren't we? So, in my Instagram story, there were 3 awesome styles to choose from: vintage 50s, super fancy quiet luxury, and the flirty coquette style. And guess what? It was like a big fashion showdown. After counting up all the votes, the vintage 50s look won by a super close margin with 38% of the votes. Isn't that exciting? So, guess what we're doing today? We're going to create Claris's first look, and it's going to be totally radical, like straight out of the 1950s. Get ready for some serious retro vibes, a whole lot of sewing and fun. Hey there, gorgeousness. Just a quickie. Do you love awesome stuff?
Yes.
Well, guess what? We've got a super duper website that's just waiting for you to explore. We need your help to make our brand even cooler. How? By answering some fun survey questions. We want to know what you're excited about and how we can make our products even better for you. And guess what else? We've got some seriously cool stuff on our website, like doll clothes. Plus, we've got collectible dolls that are just waiting to be your new best friends. But wait, there's even more! You can also get e-gift cards to share the love with your friends and family, starting from 25 Swiss francs, all the way up to 200 Swiss francs. So what are you waiting for? Come on over to our website, let's have some fun, and spread the love to your loved ones. Now back to the show.
I have here the beautiful Claris Burton. She just arrived from the post. I am checking her up because she's a sample doll. Wow, I tell you up close she's a real beauty, and her eye speaks to your soul. And she's one of our first ivory doll collectibles. So let us check how articulated she is. Her head has great rotations. I can also lift her arms up and down. She has great rotations on her elbows, and also her wrist too. I can also move her chest side to side easily. That's cool. And also extend her legs out. Pretty much I can bend her knees also. I am super happy that she can sit properly. Overall, Claris has 12 points of articulation, and at her back has our logo for authenticity, which is important for our new dolls to have. Now, let's begin to make Claris's new vintage outfit. I cannot wait till this dress is finished. I am super excited also to introduce you our first pattern made easy. This is for 1 to 6 scale dolls for free. I haven't seen much of these types, so I decided to create one. You only have to answer our survey, link below via our website. And don't forget to subscribe on our channel in order for you to receive more updates and giveaways. Now let's start sewing. I have 2 options for fabrics to use, and got these in a Zurich fabric shop. This one is an orange and yellow carnation prints, and this one reminds me of yellow daffodils and bluebells too. They have the William Morris prints. I like them both, but only I should pick one. To make sure you are doing it right, just simply print the PDF on an A4 sheet vertically. The pattern is readily made and easy to print for you. Please do not change the size settings, because it's only for dolls like Ivory's and similar ones. On the pattern, they're blue and red dot lines. The blue is the right measurement of the doll. On the red dotted one is the seam allowance. Follow and cut the red dotted line only, so that your pattern will fit perfectly. Now, I cut all my patterns and lay them out on my desk. There should be 6 pieces in total. I use a dart puncher or clipper to create side darts. This one makes my job so easy, and a friendly user too. I forgot the real name of this thing. Perhaps you guys can comment below. I use this tailor's awl to punch a hole on the patterns. A strict adult supervision is required when using this one. Now the patterns are all ready, let's place them on fabric. Oh, this fabric is super soft cotton. I love to touch and feel the texture of this one. Now let's place the fabric on the good side and turn the wrong side up as much. When it comes to prints, I make sure they are parallel so that the print won't come off wonky when cut. Do you do this the same as how I do it? I'm pretty sure you do. Then I temporarily lay out my patterns for me to know their exact placements. Also, make sure there are enough allowances on fabrics so you won't make any mistakes upon cutting. Next is to pin our patterns to the fabric. I know already my placements, so I proceed to pinning. I must say that cutting fabrics has a calming effect, perhaps that you won't think of anything apart from simply cutting and following the lines. Just cut on the edge of the paper perpendicularly and lay them all out when it's ready. I always use this trick marker pen to mark points. It is super easy to use and lasts for years for me. Also, it works like magic. The ink disappears within an hour. How cool is that? Woo! I always lay out my cut fabrics on table. This is for me not to miss any cut fabrics or patterns. Then, I have this Prim Fray Check liquid. You can buy this at any DIY shops or fabric stores. I am now to start to glue the edges of the cut fabrics. This is to avoid fraying each time you sew. The fabrics are now dry after ironing them. You have an option to leave it dry on room temperature, but I like to work faster so I have to iron them to dry. Now it's done, so let's start assembling them. I like to start sewing from top to bottom, so we attach the shoulders first. After sewing the shoulders, iron the seams flat. I also sew the darts of the chest and iron flat too. Next is to attach both sleeves. On this pattern, we did not include the collar, but I would like you to have freedom on making your own style and discover how to make collars too. Would you like me to create different collar patterns readily available? So then, comment below and let me know what you think. I also then attached a collar inner lining for a clean finish. Oh boy, it does look handsomely well done. Also don't forget to apply the liquid fraying check at the edges. Next is to attach the side parts and sleeves. Also, on sleeve patterns, I haven't included any extra design, as such as the cuffs, but I like you to create your own too. On my reference for vintage 50s look, the girls love their white cuffs. It gives a lot of style and chic details to a dress. Finally, the side seams are attached. Just a small tips when sewing small doll clothes. You only sew an allowance of 0.50 centimeters, which is a half of 1 centimeter. We're halfway through. I'm now attaching the sides of the skirt, from good side to good side. Once attached, and it will look like this. Make sure you iron flat the side seams and back darts too. Attaching the top bodice and lower skirt can be tricky. Make sure you pin the middle part first and then the side seams, to ensure that your prints are on the right placements. There is a closure fabric at the back which I need to sew. For dress styling, details are important to me, so an off-white belt and silver buckle I then attached. Also extended it a bit so it catches and folds to the side. This long wire with a loop is definitely a lifesaver. I use it to invert small sleeves for doll clothes or small straps for real clothes. 1 to 6 scale sleeves are very difficult to invert. You need to have patience and carefully pull the fabrics in order not to damage your craft, although practice makes perfect. Then I cut small strips of double-sided tape for fabrics and iron the tape on the wrong side of the fabric. Then remove the extra piece of paper. Look how neat the hem of the skirt is. This is another tips by no means of hand sewing or machines. Finally, the dress is almost ready, just few steps more. And lastly, we need to attach the metal clasps, and we're done. I use this Prim Silver metal snaps. Make sure it's the 6 millimeters in diameter, because it is just right wide for this dress. Your wish is my command. I'd only we could sew by hand like this quickly. Then sewing buttons can be of seconds to finish. The idea of fantasy is always in my head. Do you have that too?
Yes.
Alright then. Woo! Finally, our dress is finished. This is such a beautiful piece. Let us fit this dress with Claris. Oh wow, Claris is looking super stylish and very vintage, although there's a hint of retro as well. The back is neat and clasps aren't showing. I added some tweed handbag and lavender heels as accessories. Now let's take her to her first pictorials.
Wow, what a wonderful time we've had together today, gorgeousness. Thank you for staying with us on this fun filled with heartwarming stories and fantastic crafts. We hope you've enjoyed every moment as much as we have, from crafting our own little masterpieces to diving into captivating tales. It's been an absolute joy sharing this time with you. Before you go, we have a little favor to ask. Could you please sprinkle some love our way by giving us a thumbs up, sharing the fun with your friends, and subscribing to our channel? That way, you'll always be the first to know about our latest stories and crafty creations. The excitement doesn't stop here. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll have even more enchanting stories and DIY adventures waiting just for you. So keep that smile shining bright, stay as gorgeous as ever, and until next time, bye for now.